This is the Jerry Doyle Show.
Einstein once declared creativity is the residue of time wasted. Now, everybody thinks like the challenge to come up with the next Post-it note or the I Love New York slogan requires, just endless hours of slogging along, or maybe once in a while you just get an epiphany. Now, I was looking at, I'm in a very creative mode of recent months. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because after 5 years of all this BS and negativity and Donnie and Debbie Downer garbage that's coming from the government that I've just decided I'm doing the Carly Simon thing. I haven't got time for the pain. I'm over it. There's got to be something better out there. So I'm looking around for things that are innovative, that are new, that are interesting, and not just what it is in and of itself, the product, but more so the people who help to bring us all of these new things. What was the movie where he says, where does he get all those wonderful toys? Was that Batman?
That was
Batman.
the first Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah, where does he get all those wonderful toys? And I'm looking around and saying, why are we getting the stuff we're getting? And where is it coming from? And one such new thing, new creative entity, is courtesy for our guest Tony Holly. He's the founder and CEO of MyiReview.com. It's an application that's available at both the Apple App Store and Google's Marketplace, and he's joining us on the program to talk about it. Tony Holly, welcome.
Hey, thanks a lot, Jerry. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I'm looking at these apps, 25 billion app downloads on the iPhone, and there's apps out the wazoo. And I was always like, well, who comes up with these things? So what is it that you were doing in this Einstein declaration of creativity is the residue of time wasted that gave this Better Business Bureau in your pocket idea for MyiReview.com?
Well, I tell you, me and my family were out at dinner, and we received some terrible service that night. It was generally a very good restaurant, but the night we were there, I don't know, we just got terrible service. Well, one of my daughters mentioned that I wish we could write a complaint letter on the spot. Dad, why don't you create an application to do that? And, Jerry, I went to work, and the product of it is MyiReview. We call it the Social Business Bureau. It's like having a Better Business Bureau in your pocket.
The Social Better Business Bureau. Now, a lot of people say, well, we have the Better Business Bureau. I mean, we can go to the Better Business Bureau. We can register a complaint with the Better Business Bureau. But that's probably like just throwing something in the circular file. It's probably not going much of anywhere. People say, well, I have a Better Business Review rating of such and such. But this is real time. This is people that have actually experienced that moment or that service or lack thereof. And this is an opportunity to not just to have a bitch session, but it's also an opportunity where you're engaging the business owner with the application user in an effort to help the business owner better his business, correct?
You got it, Jerry. You hit the head on the nail. Now, one of the things is that a lot of review sites that are out there, it's one-way communication. MyiReview offers interaction on a level that's in your pocket. It's immediate. You can stop right there in the business and file your complaint letter. A copy of that complaint letter is sent right to that company's customer relations office, giving them an opportunity to resolve your issue. And that's where the magic comes in play. You say a complaint letter, it's usually looked at as a negative thing. But a customer that files a complaint and that business resolves that issue for that customer becomes an even more loyal customer to that business. As a matter of fact, they become a walking marketing representative for that company because of the way they treat their customers.
Interesting. Now, for people that don't necessarily have something good or bad to say about a business, product, service, whatever the case may be, how can people use MyiReview to help them with their purchasing decisions?
You can also read a review in the application, and it's very simple. You walk into any business location in the United States, you launch the app, and you can read a review of another customer that had an experience in that particular business. Now you're operating from an informed point of view, and you can see exactly what level of service is offered at that business instantly like that.
Now, has your daughter retained an attorney so that she gets a percentage of the revenue, seeing as how it was her idea, and you just executed it?
Absolutely, Jerry. I got a couple really sharp daughters, so believe me, they were behind me 100% in patenting our ideal, because believe it or not, there's not a lot of opportunities or tools or products on the marketplace that involve interaction between the consumers and the business owners. There's so much content that's out there available on the internet today, and with the capabilities of the smartphones, that businesses have to position themselves to where they're monitoring what's being said about them on the internet. They're managing their online reputation, because if you don't, it's going to be a tough line to pull going forward. You have to be in tune with your customers, and it's all about relationships. I mean, you've got a business, and you as the owner, you may not be aware of the level of service being offered through your employees. But with tools like MyiReview, it gives you a real-time look at exactly what the level of service is being offered at your business today, allowing the business owner to make adjustments, to make changes, to better the service offering, to make their business even more profitable and even more a better experience for the customers that use that business.
Let me ask you about this. Tony Holly is our guest. He's the founder and CEO of MyiReview, a social business bureau platform, Apple App Store, Google's Marketplace. The website is MyiReview.com. Let's talk a little bit about the creative.
It's a free app, Jerry.
It's a free app. We just did it twice there. You mentioned it, and I backed it up. It's a free app, MyiReview.com. Let's talk about the creative process a little bit, which is what we were talking about before you came on. So your daughter's sitting there, and we know kids have a lot of ideas. Some might be a little more annoying than others. But what was it? Was it an epiphany where it just clicked, or was this something that you had been thinking about or wondering why it didn't exist? How did it happen?
Here's what happened. It started there that night at dinner, but it was the complete resolution of the problem. Because what happened is, once the complaint letter was filed with the company, 3 days later we got sent an email back to us inviting us to a complimentary dinner there at the restaurant. We went back to the restaurant. We had a complimentary dinner that went great, and since then, man, I'm a loyal customer of that. We've been a loyal customer of that restaurant because of the fact that they took the time to address the needs of a customer. And the application made it easy for the business to do. It made it easy for us to let the business know about what happened. It was the full circle spectrum that really initiated the concept to the app. It wasn't just a deal where, hey, give me a tool that I can make a complaint letter. No, that's no fun. I mean, we've already got a bunch of review applications and review sites. We actually built a consumer experience engine that both interconnects the consumer and the business owner. We have different levels of interaction that we allow the business owner, from alerts to where we actually place a review station in the business owner's business, allowing them to drum up additional positive reviews or steer a new customer to the review database so that they can see what their customers say about them. It's using the word of mouth digitally. It's like digital word of mouth is what we like to term it as, Jerry.
And you talk about like a consumer revolution, and to me, Mr. Holly, the revolution takes place with the empowerment of the individual. We'd all like to think that this president or that Senate or this congressman or woman or this agency or this administration or is going to be looking out for our best interests. And I think altruistically most do, some do. Unfortunately, they lose it along the way. And in that transition from what they hope to accomplish or what they promise to do, it doesn't get down to you and I. And this is where, for me, ground-up foundational empowerment fixes for the economy and for society is where we will start to see real change. To expect the Better Business Bureau to be looking out for every consumer, looking at every business, is an impossibility. But this is where the consumers in this social networking environment that is becoming more and more applicable every day are hands-on, immediate, and you can have the government say, you can't do this in your restaurant, but the customers are ultimately the ones that are going to decide with their seat and their feet and their dollars who gets rewarded and who gets penalized.
You're absolutely right, Jerry. As a matter of fact, you know, you're a great radio talk show host, but, man, I think I'd like to have you on my marketing team. you do a great job about explaining the benefits of the app, and you're absolutely correct. It's from the floor up where the consumers make a difference. You're no longer waiting for the infrastructure to put rules in place or laws in place that predicate giving a fair service or a fair product for our hard-earned dollar. The Social Business Bureau allows the consumer to take control of that. Like one of our catchphrases is, consumers no longer have to demand great service. They can simply join the consumer revolution and use the businesses that deliver great service. They'll be a lot easier to identify and spot now. And that's what it's all about. It's about creating a network of consumers that share different experiences at businesses, and it allows them to make informed decisions on who they should or should not do business with.
Let me ask you this. With regard to information that gets put out there that people might read as gospel, what if someone is a competitor to a business and wants to try and intentionally slam another business to their advantage and put misinformation out there about another business?
Well, we've got infrastructure in place within the app that kind of watches out for that thing. You have to sign in as a user in order to make a comment on the business. And I tell businesses all the time, you know, some of the guys they would actually, well, how could I remove a negative review about my businesses? We don't allow you to do that. But how you can combat one negative review is with 20 positive reviews. So if you get a negative review, it's really telling you what changes you need to make within your business to generate more positive reviews. So the best way to combat negative is with positive.
Now, last question for you. Tony Holly, our guest. The website is MyiReview.com. Free application. Join the consumer revolution. Use businesses that deliver great service. As the site builds, then you're going to start to put in more features where you'll be able to go to the intersection of 61st and 3rd in Manhattan, and the GPS will know where you are, and then you'll be able to get reviews of businesses, restaurants, bars in that area, correct?
That type of functionality is already present within the app. And I did want to make a special offer today to all of your listeners. Anybody that goes to either the marketplace in the Android platform or the App Store in the iPhone platform and downloads MyiReview today, and they go to our website and on the contact page say, we heard about you on the Jerry Doyle Show, and this is our address, we're going to send them a free gift. It's a gift that every smartphone owner should have.
Nice. Appreciate it. Tony Holly, thanks for your time on the program, and congratulations on being a part of the creative solutions rather than the perpetuation of the downer problems that unfortunately too many people seem to want to dwell in. Continued success to you. MyiReview.com is the website. Check it out. It's a free app. Like he said, you can go to the Apple App Store, you can go to Google Marketplace and sign up and become a part of that consumer revolution where good service begets good service. Thanks, Tony. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, Jerry. And don't forget, if you get tired of that day job, you come on. I'm waiting.
I don't know. I don't get tired of it. I think people get tired of me because I read my emails. I'd like to know how I could delete some of them.
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
The Jerry Doyle Show.
MyiReview.com. It's like having a Better Business Bureau in your pocket. Sometimes having the police in your pocket would be nice if you were speeding, but that's all. I wonder if he has an application for that. Stick with me. We'll be right back.
Jerry Doyle.